good evening, and welcome to Tea Time.
Tea time. I'm so glad you're joining me. It is Monday. It is the 13th. I'm going to talk about my weekend real quick and then get to my guest. Real quick. Friday I really didn't do much. Saturday morning I got up and I went to go see my friends in Franklin Square, Gina and Vinny, for Rescuing Families. They have a huge yard sale. All the money goes to someone in need. They renovate homes. They put in wheelchair ramps, whatever they need, make a bigger shower, bathroom for them. So they're going to have their sale again this weekend. Bobby's going to put up the flyer. It's in Franklin Square on Lewiston Street. I want you to come down, support, buy something, donate something. So that was this Saturday morning. And then I went with Kristen Tinsley, my girl. We went to upstate New York, man. 4.5 hours away. I gave birth quicker than that. All I know is that we were past Albany. We could have bought our passports and went to Canada. But it was a wonderful evening. I went to go support my girlfriend. And then we slept there, obviously. Sunday morning we got up. We went to the Herkimer Mines and we bought some beautiful stones and crystals and we had a blast. So again, Rescuing Families this Saturday and Sunday. Please make sure you go and support. Bobby will put that up at some point. All right, so now I'm really excited, okay? Because I have on a friend who I haven't seen or hung out with since the early 90s, people. And John DiResta is an actor. He's a comedian. He's a producer. He's a former New York Transit cop. And he and I worked together in the early 90s doing comedy, I think at a place called Grandpa's in Staten Island. John DiResta,
yes.
Welcome to the show.
Hey, yo. Thank you for having me. Grandpa's
in Staten, Italy. You remember
that? Yeah, I never heard it called that. That's funny, Staten, Italy. You do know it's called Brooklyn with a cover charge.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then when I was in the New York City Police Academy, we had a teacher that every time he told a story about Staten Island, he would say, this took place out in the country, Staten Island. And he always got a kick out of making fun of Staten Island. Whenever he told the story, he made fun of Staten Island. And it was the funniest callback that made no sense. He never, in 6 months, he never explained. Like, he would always zing Staten Island. And it was such a funny inside joke to like two of us every time.
It was great. It was great. Well, listen, you and I met, like I said, in the early 90s doing comedy. But I want to back up because people have to know, you're a Long Island boy. You grew up in Woodmere. You went to Hewlett High School.
Right, class of 82, correct. Hewlett High School. I'm from the Five Towns.
Yes,
I was on I don't mean to cut in, I was on the Inwood Buccaneers.
Wow.
With Lyle Alzado. Lyle Alzado was before me.
Well, when I put that you were coming on my show tonight, my girlfriend Sherry Neer is from North Woodmere, and she chimed in. I know you chimed back, and she got very excited. And, yeah, and I just, it's been a while since you've been back to New York.
It has. I don't travel as much. I do have a woodworking business, so I hang around my shop a lot. I'm getting a little bit old to get on an airplane, especially in today's day and age. I don't want to use the word spoiled. It's just, I just don't do the road as much as a comedian. I'd like to, you know what I mean? And if the money was there, I would, but it's much easier to be home and sleep
Yeah.
till 11 every day. I go to my workshop for 2 hours.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there's a joke I do about going on the road, especially like a Wednesday through a Sunday in Alaska or Milwaukee. There's only so many crab fishing shows you could jerk off to.
Jesus Christmas. Listen, I want to give some shout outs. Hi, Dan Romano, Dan the Man Romano. Hello, Joe DeBarry, Bruno, Coppola, good friend of mine, big supporter, Tea Time, John DiResta. Listen to me. You and I hit it off when we first met, and I'm sorry I didn't stay in touch, but I did follow your career. But you became a New York transit cop, and you put that into your bit. You talk about your family, and you were very, very funny, still are. And you're getting younger as you're getting older. And I don't know how you're doing that. And
I don't know either. I did lose weight. In the movie How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, I was 260 pounds.
Yeah, I was going to say you were like heftier back then.
Without a doubt. And watch this. Here's a funny one. In the New York City Police Academy, because I went to 2 academies. I went to the Transit and the NYPD Academy. I was in the Fat Squad. At 205 pounds, they weigh you in your underwears in front of 300 people. But they couldn't demean me because I was from Long Island. I could take it.
That's right.
I went to BOCES and Nassau Community College. Both. I'm the real deal.
Yeah, but
and now I'm 195 now. I was in the Fat Squad 30 years ago.
You look fantastic. You really do. You look fantastic. So what made you become a New York City transit cop?
Well, I definitely didn't want to. I don't know if you know that.
I do now.
You don't know. At the time, you took a NYPD exam in the 80s, and you could go to NYPD, which everybody wanted.
Right.
You can go to transit, which nobody wanted.
Right.
Or you can go to housing. Do you remember the housing police?
Yes.
So I failed out of Nassau Community. I failed out of New Paltz, which I saw you mentioned upstate. I love upstate New York. I went to New Paltz in the fall of '82.
Yeah.
I took 5 hits of acid and squirted a fire extinguisher at a resident assistant, and I was expelled the next day. So I enrolled in Nassau Community, 13th grade, the Harvard of Hempstead Turnpike. Failed out of Nassau Community. That's not easy to do.
No,
somehow, some way, I had 9 credits, and I never went back. I think I broke my ankle really bad and missed the semester and never went. So then I moved to Los Angeles. I moved to Huntington Beach because my brother Joey was in the Marines.
Yeah.
And for the 6 months I was out there working as a laborer, not a comedian,
Right,
$5 an hour, construction. I didn't know what I'm going to do with my life. My dad calls. Take the police exam. I registered you. You're not going to live in LA forever.
Right.
Come back. And I totally, hook, line, and sinker, wanted to be a New York City cop. I wanted to grow a mustache. I wanted to buy a house in Levittown. I wanted to have a partner named Mike. I wanted us to name our kids after each other. I wanted the whole thing. I wanted to be in plain clothes in 8 years.
Yeah.
And I got assigned to transit. I mean, it was a heartbreak of all heartbreaks. I mean, there was 2,900 of us online to get your assignment.
Wow.
And everyone in front, Diaz, your NYPD, Dietrich, your NYPD, Diaz again, your NYPD. And then you go, DiResta, you got to go to the 6th floor. I go, for what? There's a thing. Like they don't even have the balls to tell you that you're in transit.
Oh my God.
And you get off an elevator and a guy said, Luke Scarangello, smoking a cigarette, says, what's your name? I said, DiResta. He goes, welcome to the New York City Transit Police.
Wow.
Take a seat. Hold on. Take a seat or sign that paper and leave like everybody else does. That's what he said.
Wow.
And so I did transit for about a year and a half. I took the test again, the medical, the physical. I got naked. I had my genitals rubbed by another man against my will. And guess what? On my 23rd birthday, I got assigned to transit for the 2nd time.
Yeah, but
transit.
You worked, Bobby's going to be throwing up pictures. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to see them. But Bobby, throw up a couple of pictures of him in transit. And but you worked with a bunch of great guys.
Oh, I absolutely. When I look back now, It was the greatest group of guys in the history of the world. It's, I made fun of being a transit cop, but really a good guys. I mean, and I hung with a group of guys. I finally got to Coney Island, the world's playground, a nice area if you're a bullet. The first night I got assigned to Coney Island from Manhattan. I worked in Manhattan in the subway, District 1, for about 8 months. I said, forget this. There's a toll. These guys, they think the job is for real.
Yeah.
I found out in Coney Island, there was a group of guys that did what they had to do, but when we weren't doing police work, we were having fun, riding the roller coaster, ranking on each other. That was just this. It was like Animal House with guns in the subway. It was really a lot of fun.
And you were how old?
I got on the job. I was 21.
21. So you figured what? You're going to put your 20 years in.
I'm going to do my 20, move to Florida, and get a pot farm.
Right. Retired. But
No, or try and get 3/4, Teresa. Everybody wants 3/4. You know what that is?
Yes. Yeah.
Everybody. I never wore a seatbelt once in 12 years when I was in a police van or a police car, ever. I wanted to get injured.
Well, listen, we're gonna take a quick commercial break, but when we come back, we're gonna talk about how comedy derailed you retiring and putting in that 20 years. So everyone stay where you are. Don't go away.
Comedy killed my pension.
That's what we're talking about, but we'll be right back with John DiResta. Don't go away. 1331 Mediterranean Grill is located at 1906 Newbridge Road in Belmore, specializing in traditional Greek cuisine. Oppa! You can dine in, take out, and they deliver. They also cater for all occasions, and they have outdoor seating. Give them a call at 516-804-6197. Check them out on Facebook and go to their website, 1331 Mediterranean Grill.
Hi, I am Linda DeVitis. I am a psychic, clairvoyant medium, and certified healer. I have also written a book, My Journey from Darkness to the Light, which is available on Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, and on my website, www.healingsonthego.com. If you would like to book an appointment with me, call me at 917-929-4935. Thank you.
Well, hi there, Teresa. It's John York from General Hospital. I am just checking in because apparently you have a great talk show called Tea Time on Strong Island TV. I want you to have continued great success and have a lot of fun. It sounds like you're having a lot of fun, and that's pretty much the key to everything, isn't it? So continued success. I'm proud of you. Have a great day, Teresa. Bye.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Tea Time. I'm so glad you're joining me because I have an old friend who I haven't seen in person since the freaking 90s. John DiResta is in the house. In the house, baby! He's an actor, he's a comedian, he's a producer, he's a former New York transit cop, and we were talking before the break. Well, first, I'm sorry, real quick. Thank you to my sponsors, Mediterranean Grill. Go see Robert, best feta in the world, because it's from Greece. Oppa! And Linda DeVitis, please get in touch with her, get her book. She's wonderful. And John York from General Hospital, thank you for those kind words. Okay, back with John DiResta. So, John, we talked about how, when I met you, you were doing comedy, early 90s, and you were a transit cop. But, yeah, I mean, obviously, things happened for you, and I was so thrilled to see you once a week. I watched your show, but we're going to get into that real quick. But what I want to know is, how'd you get into comedy? Why'd you get into comedy? When and where was your first gig?
Oh, that's a great question. I always wanted to be a comedian since I was a very little kid, and I just didn't know how you went about it. I just didn't. It was like saying you wanted to be an astronaut or, or a professional boxer. It's just, I don't know how you go about being a comedian. And here's the funny thing. When I look back at my old phone books from when I was a teenager in my early 20s, governors, like when they opened up Satellite Little Brokerage too, not only the main comedy clubs we all went to. So I went to a lot of comedy clubs. I guess I had stage fright. I didn't know how to start. I didn't know where to start. And I did it once or twice at an open mic in New York, like in the late 80s, and my heart was pounding pounding through my chest.
Wow.
And I was so nervous, and I did it twice: the White Horse Tavern,
Yep.
and the Wonderland Blues Bar. Those are the two places I did, and then I got married. I had a few kids, and at the age of 27 years old, 27, I finally got into a specialized unit as a cop, the homeless outreach unit.
Yes.
So we were an Uber for bums. We would drive around, pick up 15, 20 clients. That's what you called them on the police radio. We have clients.
Right.
And every night we would give them food, which we called bum bait, because we had to get a certain amount. We had a quota on how many bums we had to get.
Right.
Clients. And what happened when I started throwing out the sandwiches? Crowd work. Look at the hair on this one. This guy's got 3 toes. All night, and everybody would be laughing. And my partner said, "Dude, Mike Venkus." I finally got a partner named Mike.
Okay.
Mike, God bless his soul. He said, "Dude," and he was reading the Village Voice. He goes, "Look at this. There's a thing called a comedy class." He said, "I'll pay for it. You have to at least try." And when I called that comedy class the next day and said I want to join, it was like telling my parents that I was a homosexual. That's how much of a release it was. And I just knew that just going to this class, at least I wouldn't be thrown to the wolves, kind of. Like, you'd learn a little bit.
Oh,
and I started a comedy class. My coach was Lee Frank at the old original New York Comedy Club.
Wow.
In July of 92.
Amazing.
July of
Amazing.
92.
Yeah.
And I called my graduation class my first gig.
Wow.
And I made $4 because it was a bringer. I brought 2 people. My sister and my brother came. And I got, in this first gig at New York Comedy Club, I got a lot of really good laughs. I'm a New York City transit cop. You ride, we hide. I got 3 kids right in a row. They were all 11. All 3 of my kids are 11 months apart. For real. Matthew, Sabrina, and Shannon. Here's the white trash tattoo.
You think you're Irish 3 in a row. Not for nothing.
Yeah, right. Irish triplets. One drinks, one smokes, and one's unemployed. But so I got some really good laughs on this first show. And one of the guys that was on that show was from Long Island. I remember he had red, white, and blue. His name was Bubba or something, but him and I bonded that we were both from Long Island.
Yeah.
And then my comedy coach, Lee Frank, said, unless you do 3 to 5 sets a week and hit the ground running and start tape recording, don't bother.
Yep.
You don't do this once a week. You don't do it once a month.
Nope.
And I jumped right into it, and I got very low. I keep a running count of my sets. I don't know if you know that, Teresa. Did you know that?
No.
I did set 6,301
Wow.
on Saturday night.
Wow.
So by sets 20, 30, 40, all of a sudden they came up with a New York's Funniest Cop.
Right.
And that was the drive for me that was unbelievable because I wanted to win. It was the first time ever. It was a lot of people in it, like 15 or 20 people signed up.
Yep.
But I wanted that title, and I wanted to win. And that's what kind of really got me into the motion of, like, wow, okay, you could work on a set, you could run around, and I had a full-time job.
Yeah.
And I want to thank 2 people. During that time, I met John Mulrooney.
Yep. I had him on the show a couple of weeks ago.
And Joey Cola.
Had him on too.
And,
Love them
and
both.
to have these heroic figures.
Yep. I love them both. Had them on both.
Become your friends.
Yeah. They're great.
Yeah.
They're great.
When my wife said there's a guy on the phone named John Mulrooney, and it might as well have been Johnny Carson.
You're right. You're absolutely
For real.
right. Wow. Well, listen. We must have met in like 93 or 94.
Right. And so in that spring, I won New York's Funniest Cop. I did win.
Right.
And a quick funny story. It came down to between John DiResta.
Yeah. And
John DiResta of Transit, that's what I was known as,
Right.
and Joe Badalamenti
okay.
from Central Park Precinct. Joe is a friend of mine now. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
So it came down to we had the best sets after these runoffs and a lot of shows, like 5 or 6 shows, and
Yeah.
Louis C.K. would do a guest spot, and
Yeah.
Mike Royce would do it. And finally, New York's Funniest Cop, me and Joe both had good sets, Stand Up New York. And Mike Royce goes, the first time ever in the history of the New York City, the winner of New York's Funniest Cop is Joe DiResta. So now my mind goes, why is my dad New York's Funniest Cop?
Oh, God.
And then the guy turned, literally like a movie, turned the paper and went, oh, from Transit. And I knew I won, John DiResta. So, and then you and I met that spring or summer doing Grandpa.
Yeah,
I
we
got
did
into
Grandpa's, yeah. And then I actually entered the contest at Stand Up New York. My girlfriend worked for A Current Affair, and she said, we're going to cover Funniest Girl from Queens, and I ended up winning that.
Where are you from?
Bayside.
Oh, I always thought you were a Long Islander.
No, 111 precinct. I told you I was an auxiliary cop back in the day.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
My wife is from Queens.
Oh, where?
She's from Rockaway Beach.
Oh, okay, yeah. So.
And I was born in Queens. Did you know that?
No, where were you born in Queens?
Far Rockaway.
Well, I was originally in Corona until I was about 5, and then we moved to Bayside.
Nice.
So that's cool. And then you moved to Long Island. But I just, yeah, Grandpa's was great. And I really, really knew you were a great guy the moment I met you.
Oh, thank you.
You know, quite honestly.
I knew you were a great guy, too.
Yeah, well, I have bigger balls than most men I know. So,
You certainly do.
Yeah, that pretty much works, John.
No, you've been through a lot. I give you credit.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Really, thank you so much. All right, listen, we're going to take another quick commercial break. I know we started a little late. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Don't go away, because when we come back, we're going to be talking about John's career once he moved to LA, boy. But before he did, he had a sitcom right here on what was it, WOR?
Well, it was supposed to be on ABC Channel 7, and it probably would have hit and caught on, and it went to the UPN network. So that meant I got transit for the third time.
All right, everyone, stay where you are.
Was the
because
transit police.
We're going to talk about John's sitcom called DiResta. We'll be right back. Don't go away. 1331 Mediterranean Grill is located at 1906 Newbridge Road in Belmore, specializing in traditional Greek cuisine. Oppa! You can dine in, take out, and they deliver. They also cater for all occasions, and they have outdoor seating. Give them a call at 516-804-6197. Check them out on Facebook and go to their website, 1331 Mediterranean Grill.
Hi, I am Linda DeVitis. I am a psychic, clairvoyant medium, and certified healer. I have also written a book, My Journey from Darkness to the Light, which is available on Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, and on my website, www.healingsonthego.com. If you would like to book an appointment with me, call me at 917-929-4935. Thank you.
How you doing? It's Sal the Voice Valentinetti. Why are you watching me? You should be watching Teresa Canastraci Tea Time with Teresa Canastraci Farrell. And make sure you follow Teresa on Facebook, Tea Time with Teresa Canastraci Farrell. We'll see you there.
I love the way you say my name. I love it. Hey everybody, welcome back to Tea Time. I'm so glad you're joining me. That's right, I'm back. I took August off because, you know, people go away and, you know, the views are a little low, so I'm back. I came back last week and I'm so excited that John DiResta, a really good friend of mine who I haven't seen in freaking forever, is my first guest back after my break. I want to thank again Mediterranean Grill, Linda DeVitis, and Sal the Voice Valentinetti for those beautiful, kind words about me. And I love how he says my full name, Teresa Canastraci Farrell. I love that. But listen, I'm back with John. He's an actor, he's a comedian, he's a producer. He is a former New York transit cop, and he has had an amazing, wonderful, crazy ride in this entertainment industry. Before break, we were talking real quick. So John was a transit cop. He did comedy. We met doing stand-up at Grandpa's in Staten, Italy. And then he lands, but before you land your show on October 9th, 1998, you actually did some work. You did some, acting, little bit of acting, like back in 1997. You did Grind, you did Law and Order. You played a lot of cops back then, okay?
Yeah, I played a lot of cops.
But then in 1998, UPN, Channel 9 here in New York, you landed your own sitcom called DiResta.
Right.
And I watched it, and I loved it, and I'm like, I knew John was going to kick ass. So tell me, how the hell did that all come to be?
I'm going to give you, it's a very long story. I'll give you the short version.
Okay.
On set 72, which I have written down in a notebook. There's 161 notebooks. I won New York's Funniest Cop on set 50. And set 72 was a bringer show at Caroline's where I brought 100 relatives from Long Island, Staten, Italy, upstate New York,
Yep.
Queens, Brooklyn. I brought cops. How a bringer show works.
Oh, yeah.
And it was videotaped.
You
And
bring
it
your
wound
hair
up just
'em.
being a monster set. It was just like the greatest set ever, ever. Out of the 6,300 I've done, that's probably still the most important set. Because my brothers were in the toy business, and they had friends come that were in the toy business that had a hit, an invention called Sky Dancer. You pull a string and this doll floats, and it literally flies.
I remember that.
So they had extra money. So they said, let's go see the DiResta's brother. We heard he's funny. Mm-hmm. They happened to come on a great night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Friends and relatives were there. I looked like a genius. Really good set. And that night, my brother said to me, hey, they left. The two brothers that are in the entertainment business. They have extra money from this toy they invented. They're interested in talking to you about doing a one-man show that they would produce. Here's their phone number.
Wow.
And I was so broke at the time with 3 kids doing the comedy and now I was a New York City cop. I was in the NYPD. They had switched together.
Right.
I had to call these guys the next day from a Grand Union payphone. Our phone was cut off.
Wow.
I had a call from a Grand Union payphone, and we developed this one-man show that I got to run out and work out every 2 or 3 nights a week. I'd run to a comedy club, and we'd go, oh, this part's funny. You ride, we hide. Then I would run out and say, I'm from Long Island. I'm a flid. You know what a flid is? It's an effing Long Island douchebag. I'm a flid. I'm King Flid. Me, Joey Buttafuoco, Dee Schneider, Alec Baldwin, and the Bagel Boss. We are the top 5 flids. Joey Buttafuoco is our hero.
Right.
And so this was in my act, that I'm a flid, right?
Right.
And then it wind up just a lot of people liked it. It was very funny. It had a bit of an angle. It sold to Disney as a sitcom. And then the contract came out, the horrifically bad contract that I signed with the producers of the one-man show, who I never showed it to a lawyer.
Oh, John.
I showed it to my brother Joey, the ex-Marine, who showed it to his friend's cousin's in-law, next-door neighbor, knew a gardener that knew a friend that went to college with a guy who was the lawyer for the Stone Temple Pilots.
Oh.
And he said it looked good. It got back to me through 40 people.
Wow.
So then I got a sitcom deal, but this contract, as great as everyone thinks it's been, things have been a super hassle. So now there's this, who owns My Life Story?
Right.
That gets a little ironed out, and then Disney says, you know what? UPN wants to do your sitcom. So my whole idea then got sold to UPN. That's when I got Transit for the 3rd time. I'm going back to that joke because it's worthy. And we did 17 episodes of a sitcom named DiResta, which I had 0 input. Let me say that again. 0.
Your story.
They had me wearing. They had me wearing.
And
Hold on. They had
input.
me wearing a $600 jacket in the pilot.
Yeah.
And I said the jacket I've been wearing for 5 years, raising 3 kids, and doing transit police and being a comedian, I bought for 50 cents at a garage sale. 50 cents. And you know what the director said? No one's going to notice. And that was it. That became the running thing that when I was like, hey, this is kind of not how it's done.
Right.
This is not what my act is about. They're
Right.
like, we almost won an Emmy on Ellen. So go run in the corner. And, you're from Long Island. You got the brain the size of a walnut.
Yeah. It's sad because it was your story, and it's.
It's the weirdest thing that everyone thinks when you have your own sitcom. Your bank account never goes down. They just think that you live in this crazy, world where nothing can go wrong, and it's not the funnest thing, especially when no one's watching it. When all of a sudden the ratings go down,
Right.
now you're worried about, like you had said earlier, I gave up my pension for this.
You did, and when you look back now, is that your biggest regret, or are you okay with the way your path went and where you are now?
No, that's a good question. I will. The biggest regret, if there is, and there probably is some, but they say that it's not worthy. This is a very unusual little thing. You had to have 15 years to get a pension.
Oh, you didn't have to put in 20, 15.
No.
And you left at wait, John, you left at 13?
I left it. Well, I had 12. I had 9 with the transit,
Right.
3 with the NYPD, and Disney's offering you a lot of money to move to LA. What are you going to say? No, I want to stand in the subway for 3 more years?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No one's going to say that.
No,
No
I
one.
know.
I didn't like the job. It smelled like piss.
I know.
The subway smells like piss.
And that's
And watch this. Hold on. When you become known as a bit of a Long Island flid wise guy that now has a TV deal, and you're a cop, you think the haters come out, and most of those haters are your supervisors or other cops. You know what I mean? It was just it was a weird patch in my life. So
Yeah.
watch this.
Yeah.
So I forgot where I was leading with this. Oh, the pension.
Pension.
So I leave. I resign March 28th, 1998. I
Wow.
resign.
Wow.
I only have 12 years on.
Yeah.
I know I'm not getting a pension. You had to have 15, and you wait 5 years for your money. And I
Right.
said, you know what? I don't even want their money. I'm going to be rich and famous. 12 years, I'm done. I come out of one police plaza, and there's a parking ticket on my windshield. The day I resigned, there's a parking ticket on my windshield.
Wow.
And I did the old white trash hook around where you don't even get out. You put your wipers on,
Yeah.
and you grab the ticket.
Yeah.
And I knew I was moving to LA. I lit it on fire. And lit my first marijuana joint that I had smoked in 12 years with the burning summons. That's a true story.
I love that. Thank you for sharing that story. I freaking love it.
Hold on. Now, this is the regret. Here it comes.
Okay.
Drum roll. I leave the job, and a month later, they rolled it back to 5 years. 4 weeks later, they rolled it back to 5 years, and nobody told me it was happening.
Oh my.
Even to this day, people are like, no one told you that, like, in 4 months, it wasn't in the paper, that 3 weeks, you would. And I still call lawyers. Watch this. In the middle of the night, if I can't sleep, I'll leave a lawyer a message
Yeah.
in New York. Yeah, how you doing? This is Sylvester Levenstein. I do retirement for the NYPD. Leave a message. And I'll leave a message that, hey, dude, I missed my pension by like 8 days or 2 weeks.
Wow.
I'll give you 50%. And I'll get a phone call the next day. You know what they say? The dates are the dates. You left before. You're done. Don't leave me any more messages.
Wow. Oh, that's heartbreaking. It really
But
is.
watch this. I have a pension from the Screen Actors Guild. What's up? Sandra Bullock.
That's it. That's it.
Who's the asshole now?
So
Thank you,
listen,
Sandra Bullock.
so let's get to that because we're gonna throw up pictures.
Yep.
You moved to LA. You moved to LA, and you did a lot of movies. You did Mickey Blue Eyes with Hugh
Mickey
Grant.
Blue Eyes, I did the last day, one of the last days I was a New York City cop. I was a cop at night in NYPD.
Yeah.
And the next day I played a cop in Mickey Blue Eyes.
Right, and you did that with Hugh Grant and James Caan.
Scene
You
with
did
you.
Gloria. Now, Miss Congeniality. Let's throw up Sandra Bullock. This is a pic with you and her. You did Miss Congeniality, and you also did the second one, which was in 2005, called Armed and Fabulous. And it was a
And
great.
I'm going to do the third one, I hope.
It was a great part, John. It really was.
Yeah, it was.
It was a great part, and you were hysterical. You were also in 15 Minutes with De Niro and Ed Burns.
Robert De Niro and Ed Burns, who's from Hewlett High School.
Yes, he is.
Did you know that?
Yes, he is, and he's filmed a lot in Valley Stream. Just want you to know that.
Well, watch this. They call it Valley Queens now. Did you know that?
He's always in Valley Stream. And then you did How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, which you mentioned before, with Kate Hudson and Matthew McConaughey. Another great scene. You're right in between them. I got the picture of you right in between them.
Them. And that's the one where I finally, I saw myself and I had like 6 chins on when your head is 50 feet big in a movie theater.
Yeah.
And you can count 6 chins. I was like, I think it might be time to lose some weight.
Oh, listen, we're going to take our last commercial break. When we continue, we're going to continue with more movies. We're going to talk about Jay Leno, how it was to get on that show and sit next to that fabulous man. So more with John DiResta when we come back. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
1331 Mediterranean Grill is located at 1906 Newbridge Road in Belmore, specializing in traditional Greek cuisine. Oppa! You can dine in, take out, and they deliver. They also cater for all occasions, and they have outdoor seating. Give them a call at 516-804-6197. Check them out on Facebook and go to their website, 1331 Mediterranean Grill.
Hi, I am Linda DeVitis. I am a psychic, clairvoyant medium, and certified healer. I have also written a book, My Journey from Darkness to the Light, which is available on Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, and on my website, www.healingsonthego.com. If you would like to book an appointment with me, call me at 917-929-4935. Thank you.
Val's Crafty Creations. Are you looking for something personalized? She's the one to do it. She's on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest. Check it out. Val's Crafty Creations. From t-shirts, stemware, houseware. She does it all for any occasion. Val's Crafty Creations.
My name is Maurice Bernard, and I play Sonny on General Hospital. I know you host a podcast called Tea Time with DiResta, and I host a podcast called Tea Time with Sonny. No, I don't. So, anyway, listen. I'm going to sing you happy birthday. They call me to the set. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Teresa. Happy birthday to you. All right. See you later.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Tea Time. I want to thank Mediterranean Grill. I want to thank Linda DeVitis. I want to thank Val, my daughter from Val's Crafty Creations. Check her out on Etsy. I'm very excited because I have John DiResta here with me. And thank you, Maurice Bernard from General Hospital, wishing me a happy birthday. I appreciate that. John DiResta is an actor, comedian, producer. He was a New York cop, and had his own sitcom, moved to LA, was in many, many movies, again, with Sandra Bullock, De Niro. I mean, this is no, slouchy list. Kate Hudson. You also, had a show. Listen to this, John. 15 years ago, this Thursday, September 16th, 2006 to 2007, you had a show called Hammered with John and Jimmy DiResta.
That was, I got into the woodworking and I became the funny woodworker on a lot of these, we had 3 cable shows. Trash to Cash with John DiResta was FX.
Yep, FX.
Then 3 years later was Hammered with John and Jimmy DiResta. They chose the name, not us.
Yes.
That was 26 episodes, so that one, I made a little money on that. And then, and Hammered, rewatch this. I have a show running on 2 networks now with no residuals.
Discovery?
Hammered runs on, from what I heard, Apple TV and Hulu. That's what I heard.
Really?
But you don't get any residuals. It's like a non-union thing. But yeah, Hammered was a fun one with Jimmy. And then we finally got a third one 3 or 4 years later with me, my son, and Jimmy DiResta.
Yes.
Called Dirty Money. It led you to believe the DiResta family picked garbage in New York City made things from the garbage and sold it at the local flea market in Hell's Kitchen.
Yes.
Fun show, had
I loved
ratings.
it. I watched it.
It was a great show.
I loved it.
It was great.
Because John
Mulrooney was doing the ships, and he said they would play it over and over, and he said he couldn't watch it enough. And he said when he texted someone that's in the reality world and said, hey, this DiResta show is really good.
Yeah.
And they texted back, it's canceled. And John said it was just such a heartbreak that me and my brother Jimmy, who had this funny kind of yin and yang Long Island schmucks. I was the schmuck that got married and had 3 kids, and and he stayed single and lived in Manhattan and dated young women from different countries. It was a funny yin and yang. And Mulrooney said his heart was broke. He said he shoved away the computer.
Let me tell you, I love that show. A quick shout out to Michael Norton watching in Florida. And hi, Nancy. Thank you everyone for watching. Please like the show. Please share it. Listen, what you don't know about me is that I am a huge garage sale person, thrifter.
So am I.
Thrifting. And my mother taught me how to not dumpster dump. I'm not going to say dumpster dive, but we would drive around sometimes and look for stuff.
You call it cruising.
We cruised. My aunt needed a couch for her summer house in Rocky Point. And the neighbor down the block put out a couch. And my mother called her up, Janet, you gotta come. You gotta come with your truck. We got a couch. And there was nothing wrong with it. It was beautiful, as they say. She shampooed it, cleaned it up, and it's probably still sitting in Rocky Point. And then
I love junk. I love garage sales.
I love it. I love it.
Well, how about this? I thought this might come up. We'll do a second show, but a lot of people from Brooklyn, Queens, Long Island always say, why do you love L.A.? Why do you stay? How come you don't come back? And guess what I say? It's always garage sale season. Always. There's no winter.
Yeah.
There's no winter.
No.
And I live in a bit of a ghetto. I live in North Hollywood, and people put a lot. You know how back in Long Island there was bulk pickup day?
Yes!
You went cruising, March 1st and October 1st. Here, every day in L.A. is bulk pickup day. Every day.
I'm so jelly.
I'm
so jelly. Well, and my neighbor threw out this beautiful. Oh my God! I have to reupholster it. It is a wrought iron footrest. And it's beautiful. This thing is heavy. It is so heavy. You had to see me put it in the backseat of my car. And anything I get, I have to smuggle in when my husband's sleeping or not home. I bring it straight up into the attic.
You have the sickness.
I do. It's a disease.
If you even know you have it, then you have it. There's no cure. Guess what the cure is for the sickness?
But I have to reupholster it. It's so nice. But I find some really good stuff.
The cure for the sickness is you run out of money or you run out of space. I have the sickness.
Oh my
God. I love
God.
garage sale. The first time I ever got recognized as a comedian was at a garage sale in Monroe, New York. You don't know, we moved upstate. For the first 5 years as a comedian when my kids were little, I was driving to Governors and Pips from Monroe, from Orange County. We made that dumb move.
Crazy.
And I was at a garage sale in Monroe, New York. And I had done a gig for a vandals unit, the graffiti unit for the police.
Yeah.
And, well, hold on, this is great. All you can eat, that was our pay. Me and Joe Badalamenti, the other cop.
Yeah.
All you could eat. The next day I'm at a garage sale, and the guy goes, hey, man, are you a comedian? I go, I am. He goes, you did a show last night in Long Island for the vandals? I said, yeah. He goes, you were fantastic. You were so funny. Hold on. He goes like this, tell your other buddy from Central Park, we want our food back. That's how they thought Joe was so unfunny that they wanted their food back. Only a New York City cop would say that.
Wow.
But the first time I ever got recognized for real was at a garage sale. And now, watch this. When I go garage sailing in LA with other people, this is a true story. If some of them are actors, we'll do a dumb bet, $20, who gets a movie, who sees a movie for sale, a VHS or a DVD, that they're in. Right? Because you're always going to see Miss Congeniality, you're always going to see Mickey Blue Eyes, you're always going to see all these movies that I'm in. And my friend the other day, he won the 20.
That's hysterical.
He was in some, oh my God. It's a funny, weird thing.
Listen, John, we only have a couple more minutes, but before we go, I want to know how you landed on Jay Leno back in 1998.
Well, real quick, UPN had trying to promote my sitcom, didn't know where to go because I wasn't famous, you know what I mean? I was just this, and thank God, the Tonight Show, they booked me as a human interest story. In other words, hey, Jay Leno's opening question was, "Were you really a New York City cop 6 weeks ago?" And I said, "Look at me." And I was a little heavy. All I said was, "Look at me," and the audience started laughing. And I will say this, Jay Leno, not only did he book me, or they booked me and it went well, I did couch. I wasn't a stand-up, I did couch.
Yeah.
But every question is right off of what I gave them.
Right.
So me and Jay Leno, he came in my dressing room and he goes, "If we go off this script, is that going to be okay?" I said, "Yeah, dude, anything." And it wound up being really, really fun.
Oh, my God.
And then watch
great.
this. Back in the day, if you did a good Tonight Show, your career was made. I got 2 phone calls the next day. One from my mother, one from my father. They both fell asleep.
John! Oh, my God. All right, listen, before we go, I want you have quotes. I love your friggin' quotes. Life is a dry no, I'm not going to say it right. Life is a dry hand job.
Not only is it my quote, it is trademarked.
It's
Thank
trademarked?
you.
I like to know that.
$1,500.
Also,
You owe me $1 for saying it.
I have
No,
to,
I'm
I
only
have to
joking,
pay you?
but it
Okay,
is
and then the
trademarked.
other one is suck it easy.
Suck it easy. Instead of saying take it easy,
Right.
you just slip it in. Suck it easy.
Suck it easy.
Came from a transit cop named Stephen Kirk who lives in Long Island.
And keep in touch with yourself.
Keep in touch with yourself came from a homeless client. We're in the homeless unit, and it's money in the bank. And I have people, I'll see someone I haven't seen in 15 years, and when we say our salutation, they'll say, "Keep in touch with yourself." It's a funny left turn. And also, thank you. It's something we say 1,000 times a day. And my dad made up the rhythm from garage sales. Did you know that?
Yes, really?
My dad would go, "Look at this. This is $1. Thank you."
Thank you. I love it. Listen.
Michael Caine says it in Miss Congeniality 1. He stole my my signature callback.
Oh, my God. So listen, John, how can people follow you and know where you're playing? I know you're doing some shows in L.A. right now.
The one big show I just booked is at the Canyon Club in Agora Hills. So that's September 23rd. Canyon Club holds about 500 people.
Nice.
It's a lot of fun. I saw, last time I was there, I saw Lisa Lampanelli.
Lampanelli, yeah.
923 Canyon Club in Agora Hills. And then I'm on Instagram. I'm trying to promote that a lot, at John DiResta, JOHNDIR.
Yes, I'm going to put it on. I'm going to put it.
John DiResta.
I'm going to put
And then
it.
I have a little furniture business that's DiResta West Coast. That's on Instagram.
And I love your stuff. I watch it and I'm like, damn, man, how do I get that here?
I put stuff in the mail. You talk about a hassle. Put a dinner table in the mail.
Yeah, I can't.
Oh, forget
Listen,
about
John
it.
DiResta, I love you, my friend. This was a great reunion. You come back. We'll continue this.
Yeah, let's do another one.
I can't wait. And we'll thank your son. Thank you to your son for setting you up.
I got to pay him 20 on Venmo.
The tech end. And, I have your number. We'll keep in touch now. I'd love to come out there and do some major shopping with you, ship it back. And, God, to do a show with you all these years later, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
John DiResta, I love you, my
The
friend.
garage sale tour.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah, that's funny. The sickness.
I love it. Guess
Guess where? Hold on. Guess where we do shows?
Where?
At flea markets. At the like at the lunch area of the flea market. The court. The food court.
Everyone's got to eat.
Yeah. All right, thanks.
All right, John, I got to go. I'm getting yelled at. I love you, my friend. I'll talk to you soon. Everyone, please like the show, share it, and come back next week. Everybody, ciao.
Thank you.